Is Blue Sky Breath, and they are the sponsor of this episode. So I'm so happy to have you here.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here as well. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
So I thought we could get started by just doing a little bit of breath work. Yeah?
Awesome.
Okay. So this exercise is going to get you in the present moment, and it's called the physiological sigh. I like to introduce this to my clients because it's a great way to get grounded, especially during a stressful day. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to do a full breath, and at the end of that breath, take one more little sip of air. And then fully expand your lungs and exhale slowly and fully. So
from the belly.
From the belly. Yeah, exactly. So one more time, it'll go. Good. So should we try it for a couple of rounds? All right, let's do it for 2 or 3 rounds. Okay, ready? And one more time. In, one little sip, and exhale. Awesome. So how do you feel?
That was great.
Calm, cool,
Very calm.
clear, collected. Fascinating. So this exercise has research to support it from Stanford Medicine, showing it's great to combat stress and anxiety and prepare you for emotions of all different kinds. So perfect during the workday, or if you're a stressful stay-at-home mom.
Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing. So people, I guess, will think, well, I breathe every day. Like, how did you come to this epiphany to leave pharmaceuticals, where most people are depending on that for their answer, to actually becoming a breathwork coach and making that your business?
Yeah, so really great question. I decided to transition away from the pharmaceutical business because I was stressed out, anxious, tired, and I knew I had to do something desperately for my health. And it was at that time that I was going through a lot of talk therapy. And while talk therapy was great, breathwork was a game changer for me. And that's really after I started the practice of breath work, where I started to feel calm, less anxiety, less stress. I was sleeping better. I lost a bunch of weight, and my health condition improved dramatically. So it was a no-brainer switch for me. And I just really wanted to share breath work with the rest of the world.
So cool. So, I'm curious, I'm hearing from you about feeling more clear. We talked about, feeling more calm and sleeping better. What a great bonus, right? So can you tell me what a typical client might be, and, what does a session look like?
Yeah, that's a really good question. My typical client is somebody who's gone through a major life change. I would say somebody who's had a significant time or shift in their life, a death, a divorce, a significant job change. Maybe they've had challenges with eating disorder, addiction, PTSD, anxiety, depression, and a whole host of other emotional issues. So once they come to me and ask to be involved in a one-on-one session, I do some coaching on what functional breathing looks like. So that's, how do you breathe every day, right? And that was sort of like the physiological side that we started with, just teaching people how to breathe every day. And then what we do practice is activated breathing. And activated breathing is what we use during the session. It's about 45 minutes. I use music, visualization, movement, touch, and some loving guidance and support to really help people through their journey. The session ends with an affirmation so that they can integrate and take action on whatever they discover during their journey.
Wow, sounds great.
Yeah, that's amazing. Having the homework to take with them, having a takeaway, and kind of keeping them aware. So you mentioned activated breathing. What does that look like? What can you describe that?
Yeah, so the physiological sigh is breathing in and out of your nose, and you're consciously doing that. You're stopping what you're doing and thinking about actually breathing. And so while the physiological sigh is that conscious, connected breathing, it's also a calming type of breath. Activated breathing is on the other end of the spectrum, and it's an open mouth, circular type of breath, still conscious. And this type of breathing activates the sympathetic system to release any stuck trauma, thoughts, feelings, or emotions. So it looks something like this. And this is the type of breathing I use with my clients during a one-on-one session. And I would say the most common kind of feedback that I get is, wow, this session of breath work helped me release what I haven't been able to release in years and years of other types of therapy.
It seems pretty simple too.
Yeah, and I'm a big believer that breathing can change your state, and changing your state can change your life.
Wow. So, Carrie, do you offer anything more than the one-on-one sessions?
I do. We have retreats as well as corporate sessions, as well as group sessions. And so the retreats are super important for breathwork because it gives people time to rediscover themselves. It allows them time to connect with their community and a community of like-minded people. And then they can be truly seen and lovingly accepted. And of course, they're going to spend some time and have some fun.
So we're in this era where I think for a long time people have gone to self-help books, and now we're in this whole digital era where everyone is getting on YouTube and TikTok. And so why would you encourage someone to do the coaching with you rather than pull up a YouTube video, which they could do right at home?
Yeah. Well, and I would still encourage people to do solo breath work, right? Breathing and really changing the way you approach the world is really important. But if you're going to do some real transformational breath work, you're not going to get as far as fast without a certified coach. So isn't it funny how often we think we need to do it alone? We all think like, oh, I can just do it myself. We stay on our heads and we don't know that we can get ourselves unstuck. And breath work is really about dropping into your body, releasing your thoughts, and really being grounded. And this kind of healing work is best when you can co-create with another person. And this is where the true spirit of healing can begin.
Well, it seems to like working with a coach who has the technique. Sometimes you don't always get the technique from a YouTube video. So I think that's
Absolutely.
super important too.
Yeah, absolutely. I have hours and hours of training by two significant mentors in the field.
Nice.
And I didn't just get trained in a weekend.
Right.
And so I'm really able to offer people the support, the guidance, and the help they need, both before the session, during the session, and then after the session when people are integrating the experience that they've had.
Oh, so cool. Carrie, thank you so much for being on the show and sharing all of this with us. It just really sounds absolutely amazing.
So this has been amazing. I feel like just in that little bit of breath work we did, I definitely want to investigate more of that. And the breathing is so important. I think, like, as a personal trainer, when I first started doing that, I noticed when I asked a client to do something, they would think rather than breathe. So I think there's so many times in the day when we get wrapped up in our heads and we hold our breath and we don't even know we're doing it. And that's the lifeline. As you mentioned, and I think this is so important, it's the only one thing we can control. And that's, I think people are looking for that.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to control what you can't, breathe.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love those, easy techniques that you shared with us. I mean, that I know that's just one small thing that you can do, but so I can't believe how much centered and calm I feel just having that opportunity. So thank you again. We really appreciate you being here. We're so excited and looking forward to your retreat and look forward to future connections.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.